Your reaction to that is funny. Indeed.
There it is. Okay. This is like the hardest dungeon to find for me, just because it's in such an elusive location. And it's the second dungeon. Like, why to make the second dungeon so hard to find?
It is kind of really out of the way when comparing to the other ones. Like, why is the snakes?
Snakes.
It's like, why did they put this one so far out of the way when, like, the final dungeon's easier to find? That's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you need to line them up 1, 2, 3, 4, but...
and I am well aware that a lot of the dungeons you can go out of order and be fine, but... I'll get more into that.
I like to go in order.
And
1, 2, 3, I want to go in order.
And the thing is, people will say, well, Legend of Zelda's a lot like Dark Souls, you'll eventually find your way. Here's the difference, though. They tell you where to find places in Dark Souls. They give you signposts. They give you hints. This game doesn't give you decent hints.
Also, again, that game is a ball-busting game. Zelda's not supposed to be a ball-busting game, even if it started out as kind of a difficult one. Okay, those look like the things from Dragon Quest.
Slime.
Yeah. Well, a really chibi version of those things.
Yeah, it's...
Wait, why is that blinking? Something's blinking on your map.
Oh, I got the compass. It tells us where the boss is.
Oh, it just tells you that, doesn't it? Oh yeah, we don't have treasure chests in this game.
Not
I
yet.
don't think we get those until Link to the Past, because I don't think they had them in the second one.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Now, some of these these locked doors are red herrings. Like, they're there for you to waste keys. Because you can...
Oh, that's some bullshit there, too.
Because you can actually use bombs to blow open walls that will let you skip locked doors. So, if you have bombs, then you can skip them. Now, I'm not really going to worry too much about that, because, believe me, I'm going to have more than enough money to buy keys. But just as clarification, you might want to experiment with your bombs when it comes to these walls, to see which ones can be broken open, because some of them lead to some pretty nifty things.
Yeah, but here's and by that he means look it up. Otherwise you'll be wasting precious time. Because you only have so many bombs,
Yeah.
and there's so many places you could do it, and if you don't do it in the exact right place, right place...
Oh my god. Oh my...
We didn't get to the Dark Nuts.
Oh my... Like, that was sad. Like, this is me dying from those guys. Like, yeah, I know, less players curse and all that, but still, it's just...
It is the LP curse. Also, I get the fact that the dungeons are, like, I would understand from a villain's perspective why they would want you to waste keys and shit, but considering the kind of game this is, and the fact you have to backtrack and kill a bunch of things in order to get ahead, it's kind of tedious, and not in a fun way, where, like, leveling up your Pokemon is.
Yeah.
Then I don't like that.
As you
can tell, I didn't grow up with this game, obviously.
Yeah.
I was born in the 90s, so obviously I didn't grow up with this game. I didn't have an NES.
Oh, yeah, let me talk about that. Sometimes, when you're in certain rooms, enemies have a hidden leader enemy.
Really?
Yeah, like, and if you can, and sometimes if you kill him, all the other enemies just vanish. Poof.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Into thin air. Now, if you are an expert of, and by expert I mean you've memorized this game right and left, then you will memorize which enemy is the leader. You can actually get items that way that you cannot get under normal circumstances.
Really? Okay, that's cool. I'll give him points for that. That's actually kind of cool. Of course, it requires way more memorization than I would probably be willing to invest in this.
Yeah, there are some people that are so skilled at this game that they can beat it without the sword.
Oh yeah, no sword run?
Yeah, really. Like, you can beat the game without the sword, until Ganon anyway. Good on, sorry. Bad habit.
Come on.
Jeez, I'm about to die.
I love that.
Oh no, fireballs from Mario have come to slay me. And they're snakes now. I forget what these enemies are called, but they only really show up here, and I think in the final dungeon.
Yeah, I forget too. I think they're in other games, but you know, almost every Zelda enemy is basically repeated. I love how it's the same tech lore.
Huh?
What, did I cut out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you kind of cut out for me too.
Hold on a moment.
Why are there evil snakes in this dungeon?
Ganon's influence must be so strong that they have to obey him.
Sure, why not? We don't know anything about Ganon at this point. We just know he's Prince Darkness.
Yeah, Prince Darkness Ganon.
Yep. I'm never not gonna giggle at that.
Dodongo, just like smoke.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I know what it means, but if you're first playing this, you're like, okay.
Alright, let's see. Oh, you piece of shit. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I
Just
don't...
how hating this would be.
I usually don't suck this bad at this game, but... I think it's because I'm really not taking advantage of the stuff I have. That's one problem I'm having.
It's true. I tend to do that too. This is kind of the era where, in order to get your money's worth, they did make the games harder than they really should have been.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You can't carry a fairy in a... What the fuck was that? They're just beelining for you.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. This game is one of the few early NES games that had what fans dubbed the desire sensor, where if the game knows you're really going to want something, they will not give it to you.
Ooh, 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 Jesus. Ooh, ooh, don't die. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay.
It's like, it's so tense, like, you're just like, oh no, don't die!
I'll give you that, at least I'm more worried about... Like, you're worried about, oh no, I can't die. You're not like, oh, well crap, now I got hit, now I gotta go back. Because this time it's like, now you gotta go through the entire thing again. You can see why some people would probably, like, stop playing the game at some point.
Bombs! No, I wanted a clip, it's overdone. And Blood Plus Lana doesn't like that series anyway.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, now here's the thing with this boss called Dodongo. I didn't know about this for years after I played the game, but this is a really cheap way to kill these guys. What you have to do, well, if I could aim correctly. Yeah, if you get them to eat a bomb, if you get them to eat a bomb and then quickly lay one right next to him, the smoke of the bomb will actually stun him, and you can hit him with your sword. Plus, he always drops bombs if you do that, so you get your bombs back, too.
Well, at least that's nice of them.
And I guess that's what the hint was supposed to mean, but again, clarification would have been nice.
Yeah, that could mean anything.
And now we're done with probably the hardest dungeon to find in the game.
Including the last one?
Well, the last one does require you to be a little creative, but it's not hard to find, at least.
Okay, finding it inside. No, finding the last dungeon is actually kind of easy.
Yeah, it's just like... And I know people are like, well, you can't really blame the game. I mean, it's kind of obvious that there was something suspicious there. I said, yeah, but then again, none of the other dungeons required you to use a bomb to open up the way. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's asking a little much. I think he froze. Why is he frozen, not the other guy?
Okay, here's the thing with the P-hats, which are these spinning, like, flowery enemies.
Yes.
They have to actually stop in motion in order for you to hurt them. But the time clock doesn't assume that they're stopped in motion unless they stop before you hit the stopwatch. If they were moving when the stopwatch was picked up, the game thinks it's still moving. So you can't kill them. Again,
Man, that's a while. It's still going.
it lasts infinite until you leave the screen.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird programming glitch there. I do wonder if that could have been fixed.
From what I understand, they didn't really bother to fix it when they made the Broadway satellite game, so I'm assuming it was intentional.
Yeah, I kind of heard about something where they made some kind of bullshitty things intentional.
Also, if you shoot a boomerang at any item, including a fairy, it will pick it up automatically. So that's a nice trick if you don't want to be exposed to danger. This, however, does not work...
Shoot arrows at the fairies.
Boomerangs, not bows and arrows. Bows and arrows will not pick anything up. It should, but it won't.
It should.
I guess the logic there is that boomerangs are supposed to come back to you, so that's why it picks up items, but still. As far as I'm concerned, it's still kind of weird though. Like, can you imagine a fairy just floating around all smiling, and you throw a boomerang at it, and it just comes right back to you? Like, that fairy's like,
yeah, no.
Like, what the heck, man?
Well, basically, a fairy isn't an actual person. It's an item.
Yes, Legend
It's their movement, man.
We
need to make fairies into people.
Legend of Zelda endorses third-class citizenship. Fairies are not considered people. Wow.
Okay, here's your fucking letter, old lady.
Buy medicine before you go.
Now you want my business.
I'll come back to that, but,
Really? We just wasted our time.
I just wanted to, like, unlock the medicine, because all you have to do is do it once, and then she'll sell you from that point on. Because at that point, you're a registered, like, shopper at her shop, so you don't need the letter anymore.
I guess, as long as she's getting much business out here.
This is what I want. Double defense. Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's never a bad thing.
What? But nothing happened. Did I get ripped off?
Well, then she disappeared. Oh. Yeah, I say you might have got ripped off.
Oh, there we go, okay. Yeah, it doesn't take effect till you leave the shop.
I don't know if she disappeared after you bought it.
And now he's dressed
like... Her business seemed very shady.
And now he's dressed like a beggar. Wow.
He's a beggar.
And then all that he needs now is to be under a hood, and he'd be like a beggar. Like on the street.
Well, he makes me think of Seven Dwarf.
Huh. Actually, yeah, I can kind of see that now.
This is guy in the neighborhood didn't have blonde hair. He actually had dark hair up until after enough time.
I especially love at the end of the Press Start Adventures gag where Linku the Ninja walks in and he says, "One sports drink, please. You got a letter?" "Oh, of course. Here it is." And he hits her with a shuriken and kills her. And takes all her sports drinks. I love that so freaking much.
That's funny.
Press Start Adventures takes everything that was glorious about all our old video games and just adds so much humor to it. They even made a movie. With professional voice actors. They got the voice actor of Shadow to be in that.
Which one?
The one who was in Sonic Adventure 2, the voice Shadow.
Oh, I actually prefer that Shadow.
And, the G-Man is the one who made Prehistoric Adventures, Ed Glazer. Yeah, he has a lot of connections.
That sounds familiar.
He has a lot of connections. He's a filmmaker. Like he started out doing Prehistoric Adventures on Newgrounds, and eventually he got noticed. Like, people got attracted to his work. And now he can pretty much hire whoever he needs to do his work. If they pay enough anyway.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, he's come a long way. He's the one that they go to on Channel Awesome when they need to do like the films and whatnot, like To Boldly Flee, Suburban Nights, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's really good cinematography in those. Even if I wasn't as big a fan of Suburban Nights as I was to Boldly Flee.
And okay, seriously, where is Dungeon 3? I know it's not that hard to find. I know where Dungeon 4 is, I just don't know where Dungeon 3 is.
I noticed a time where people weren't debating the timeline.
Timeline, yeah.
Yeah. The game came out, people liked it, there we go.
Do you want to talk about this now, or wait till we get to Link to the Past for that?
The timeline?
Yeah, the timeline, because that's when the timeline started becoming important to people. Then we got Link to the Past, where there was actual plot. And,
yeah, that's pretty much when it happened, because the first game happened, and the second game happened, and it was a direct sequel to the first one of the few times in Zelda series we'll ever see a direct sequel. And then we get to Link to the Past, then it starts getting topsy-turvy.
Yeah, they tried the direct sequel thing again with Phantom Hourglass, and look how well that ended up. Yeah, I think they decided...
That temple.
Yeah, they decided to cut their losses after that.
Well, no, then they did Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks was better.
That,
even if that was awful.
Was that a direct sequel? I'm trying to remember. Like, what was it a direct sequel to?
Wind Waker, then Phantom Hourglass, then Spirit Tracks, yep.
Wait.
They're all direct sequels to one another.
Oh, they are? Huh.
Mm-hmm. Wind Waker happens, and then Phantom Hourglass happens after they go off and explore to, find another place, to find another kingdom. And then they find a place, and then bad stuff happens. And then it's, probably 100 years later, because everything happens 100 years later in Zelda.
Do you want to see those extras tonight, or do you want to wait till another night for that?
What extras?
On the movie. Like, do you want to do that tonight, or do you want to, wait for another...
Oh!
Because...
I'll probably do that another night.
Okay.
You might want to tell the folks what we're talking about.
I suppose. I just recently got the extras for Avengers Age of Ultron on Amazon Video, and before I talk about that, let's talk about these enemies called Dark Nuts.
They also have a cross on their sword, on their one.
Yes, they do.
Are we on the same side?
I
don't think we're on the same side.
Maybe they're... Wait, are Dark Nuts... No, wait. And in the olden days, Dark Nuts were just like golems. They were artificially created by Ganon. So...
Were they? I didn't know any of these fucking things got backstory.
There were actually books written in Japan that Nintendo published, but they were never...
Oh, okay.
So, I'm
not too surprised by that, actually. So you're just golems.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they are. Only they look a little bit more like they're basically soldiers that were artificially created by Ganon. They're his workforce. I don't know why they have a cross on their shield. Maybe Ganon did that so that they maybe could blend in more with the people. Like you see.
Maybe. I'm assuming gameplay-wise it's another graphical limitation, because
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't know what other symbol to put there.
They come in two flavors. I call the reddish yellow ones wood nuts, and I call their bluish nightmarish cousins dark nuts. Wood nuts aren't exactly all that tough. You hit them like I think 2 or 3 times and they go down. But those shields are annoying because you can only hit them from the back or the side. If you try to hit them from the front, then they deflect your hits. Now the wood nuts aren't so bad unless they appear in large groups. The blue ones can suck off though. Dear Lord. Oh my god. Like, even with strong weapons, those guys don't want to go down. And I know you're supposed to have the white sword before you get here. I just forgot to pick it up. Like the white sword it adds 1 to your attack power. Basically, everything takes 1 less hit to kill. And that would have been really useful in this room, because these guys are being quite annoying. Oh, and they like to turn on a whim, too, which is annoying.
White sword. Because the one was not white. Actually, it isn't. Never mind.
It's a wood sword.
You have a wooden sword, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, oh my god, no!
Oh god! Oh no! Oh no! Can you hurt him with bombs? Will bombs hurt him?
Yes.
Okay, you just said fuck it, didn't you?
Yeah, you don't have to kill those, thankfully. I got a raft! I just do not like this room. Screw you guys.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Oh wait, I can't go. I don't remember this.
Say hello to the bubble enemy. If you get hit with them, you temporarily lose your sword ability. And you have to wait for it to come back. They don't hurt you, thankfully, but they can take your sword away temporarily, which can be bad if you're full. If enemies are.
If you're doing no sword on that shit.
Now, the bubbles in this game aren't so bad, but in the second quest, they come in 2 flavors. The red bubbles and the blue ones. The blue ones don't do jack to you at first, but the red ones can take away your sword permanently until you're hit with a blue bubble. And when I say permanently, I mean permanently. If you don't get hit with a blue bubble, you'll never see your sword again, even if you start over a continued game. So let me just clarify that. If you had to save and quit after getting hit with a red bubble and you went back to the world map, you would not have your sword till you track down a blue bubble again.
That's bull.
Yeah, really is.
Bullshit there.
That's probably one of my greatest nightmares of second quest. It's just, every time I see a bubble, I'm like, oh god, no! Go away!
I'm having flashbacks.
Did you get the sword from the old man on top of the waterfall? No, screw you!
Why are you in the dungeon anyway?
I live here. Don't judge me.
Maybe he's a captain. Really? At least he got a special room.
His
room is special.
It's like that one poor soul from Lunar 1 where he was stuck in this cave trying to do a trial for years, and he finally just gave in and decided to just live in the cave since he couldn't beat the trial. And Luna said, Alex, let's not give up as this poor soul did. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That's kind of sad.
Oh my god. That's like if Link just decided to not ever be worthy of the Master Sword and just decided to just give up and just make peace with Ganon. And he's just like that would be the most saddest thing ever, to see a Link that didn't make it. Although it would make a great fanfic. just to see.
I don't know how to read the fanfic. That sounds like a fun fan comic, though.
Like that just see the link that never made it, and like and it just be like, Ganon's like, "Come, hero, I will defeat you." He's like, "No, I'm good, thanks." He's like, "What? You're not gonna try to kill me?" He's like, "No, I have everything I need. I have a roof over my head. I have food that your minions give me, and we have the hook at the ceiling. Love that hook. So chill." He's like, but I'm just leaving your people. Like, I'm burning down your villages. Like you have to have a problem with that. He said, "No, they don't. I'm sure they'll send the guardsmen out if they need to stop you." He's like, "I have enslaved your kingdom. There is no hero left. Like the kingdom is literally under my control." And he said, "Then what's the problem?" I guess there isn't one. What would be even funnier is if the kingdom was be better off in Ganon's control. Like, he actually takes the time to actually make life better for his people. Because, I know people have joked about that before. Oh my god!
Wow.
Perfect strike. That is so hard to do, usually. Okay. I beat that guy with a bomb, but you can attack it with a sword. But every time you destroy one of its heads, it gets faster and faster, and more sporadic with the fireballs. So, you generally want to plant a bomb right in the middle of its weak spot, and hope that it doesn't move. And I looked out there. That was awesome.
Sometimes the recording curse is in your favor.
Now, let's talk about that raft we got. You see, you can't really progress into the 4th dungeon unless you have the raft. And that's actually kind of important to have, because now we need the item from dungeon number 4. Oops, hold on. Before I do that, there's some... Darn it! Okay. We need to get
Are you gonna get the sword?
Yes, that's one thing we're getting. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Can I get up there from here, or are they gonna force me to go around? They're gonna force me to go around, okay. I don't want to waste any more time than I have already. I mean, I usually play this game myself without a map to get as far as I can. But I am well aware that I'm recording this. Yes, it's still recording, I wanted to check. And since I'm recording this, I really am not a fan of wasting time any more than I have already. So I'm going to be playing it safe. If I wasn't playing it safe, I would be looking at the map to find all the hidden locations for rubies and crap, but that's going to take too much time. So I think I'm just gonna get as far as I can in this recording session. How long have we been recording anyway? About an hour?
Yeah, I think an hour.
Yeah. And I think next time we do this, I'm going to be making a mental note of all the really neat hidden locations. And I'm going to be doing that. Oh, and here's one of the elite of Ganon's forces, the Centaurs. They are the most powerful of Ganon's creations. Not only are they durable as hell, and they have 2 swords for hands, but they can shoot their swords from a distance, much like you can when you're at full health. And it hurts like a son of a gun if they hit you with that. So play it really safe around these guys. Darn it! Ugh.
But that Zora keeps fucking you up.
Yeah. Master using it, and you can have this.
Okay, what does that mean?
Master using what? The sword? But,
yeah, I know, like, Master using it. What is it?
Okay, this
Need
hint...
proper nouns.
This hint doesn't even make sense, because the way the sword upgrades work is this your health that determines whether you can get upgrades or not your sword. If you have 5 hearts, you can get the white sword.
Master using life? Like, that's another one that was... They could have translated that way better.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No. Those poor 80s kids were like, Master, what? My sword? What does that mean? How do I show you that I mastered it?
And when I first got that, I didn't even realize how I got it, because I know I couldn't get it before, but when I went back, I was able to pick it up. So I was like, do I have to just kill enough enemies first? Do I just go on a murdering spree? So that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I thought I had to do, but one playthrough that didn't work. I was like, what? Do I have to kill so many bosses with this thing or something? And later on, I think one of my friends, I think it was Mike actually, that said you need to have 5 hearts. And then I'm like, wait, what? He said, yeah, that's how you need to do it. You need to get 5 hearts for that one and 12 hearts for the other one. What other one? He said, oh, you don't know where to find the magical sword? And then he showed me how I had to push the tombstone. And then I just stood there for a second and I was like, yeah, that was the first time I actually had the game without the maps and stuff, so I was just like, I'm all for exploration as much as the next guy, but this is some pretty obtuse crap. Like, pushing a tombstone? Like, they expect me to be a grave robber now?
Oh, yeah. But I'm like, how are you supposed to figure out, master it? Like, how are you supposed to know that's hearts? And how many to get? How are you supposed to know?
I must have found a secret room full of treasure. No, it's actually a dungeon.
Dungeon 8.
Yeah, I can imagine a kid going in there expecting nice goodies and treasure,
Yeah.
and they go find their way to a gray, dungeon. And keep in mind, back in the early days, gray usually meant danger, go away. So, yeah, that'd be enough to scare anyone.
Well, if they see the 8, they're like, what? 8?
Yeah.
8? They probably just got to maybe the first one or something. So they're probably terrified.
The ironic thing is about this game is the dungeons aren't really difficult in terms of what number they are, because the hardest dungeon in this entire game, aside from the final one anyway, is Dungeon 6. Wizrobes! Screw Wizrobes!
Yeah. They get severely downgraded in later games.
To an extent, yes. Like, I think they stopped doing the whole...
Pretty much, they're not the bastards they are here.
Yeah,
69! That's over. That's level acid.
And that's our sex joke for the day. Thank you, everyone.
I didn't even make it, I just said 69.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
Oh, I know, I'm just saying, I wasn't even a sex joke.
Also, we haven't really pointed out that the sword, the beam sword in this one, it actually looks like you're just throwing your sword, and it turns into energy and stuff. Whereas in future games, it was actually more like an actual beam that you shoot out.
Either way, that is awesome.